Hey, how you doing? This is Kareem Canston. I'm here to motivate you and encourage you and inspire you. Hey, this is Kareem Canston. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you. I am the encourager here, encouraging you and letting you know that everything's going to be all right. Listen, there's a storm that is has brewed in the Northeast, and so I just had to post about being encouraged during the storm. And so, how many people need to be encouraged during the storm? How many people are going through a storm right now? How many people are facing some trials that you need some help with? Listen, I got some action steps for you today. Listen, we got to be encouraged during our storm. I'm going to do a series about being encouraged in a storm. And so, listen, I need to know what storm you're going through. So, listen, send me right now, put it in the comment section. What storm are you facing right now? What storm is hindering you from moving towards your destiny? What storm is actually holding you back to move towards your destiny? Listen, I am Kareem Canston, and I'm here to encourage you and motivate you to move towards your destiny. So listen, what you're facing is something that you actually can get over. All right. What you're facing right now is something that you actually can get over. And so, listen, I've been posting on many different topics, just encouraging folks and letting people know that everything's going to be all right. So you could go back and look at so many topics that we've been encouraging people about. We got a 2-week goal challenge that we're working with folks, a step-by-step action step to reach some goals. Check that out. bit.ly/2 week goals. Listen, what storm that you're facing right now? Listen, just send that to me. Put it in the comment section, inbox me. What storm that you're facing right now? I just couldn't let this time go by as many people on the East Coast faced a storm and went through a storm. Listen, I was driving through the storm while it was snowing, so it's no joke. And so, what storm is holding you back from your life right now? Listen, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Kareem Canston. I'm the encourager. I'm an author of 2 books. I'm a motivator. I'm a motivational speaker. I am a veteran of the armed forces. I am a person that has been faced trials and tribulation, that got over those things. I'm a person that works with business owners. I do a lot of business strategic planning, business coaching, business things. And so I am here to motivate you and inspire you to reach your goal. So listen, what storm are you facing? Send that to me. Also, share this video, share these points with people. And so listen, you have to do these certain things, right? I'm just gonna tell these points right now. Listen, you got to acknowledge your storm. You have to acknowledge the storm's past, and you have to acknowledge the storm's impact. Thanks for posting that message about what storm are you facing right now. Listen, I don't know about you, but when a storm is brewing, you don't want to be in it, right? You don't want to see it. You don't want to be around it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to face it. And so, listen, man, just because a storm is happening doesn't mean that you stop and give up on your destiny. All right. Just because a storm is happening doesn't mean that you stop and give up on your destiny. Listen, I'm not going to give up on you so you don't give up on yourself. So you have to say to yourself, listen, man, even though this storm is going on, I have to move forward. Even though I'm facing this issue, even though I'm facing this trial, that doesn't mean that I give up on myself. Listen, you got to keep on moving. I don't know anything else to tell people, but listen, you have to keep on moving. You have to have ACTION. You have to have, don't allow your storms to actually hold you back. All right. So let's talk about these points. You got to acknowledge the storm. All right. Listen, there's been many reports on the news and stuff like that people didn't actually acknowledge that a storm was happening on the East Coast. So they decided to, at the height of the storm, to actually do whatever they had to do, go about, and there was many people that had accidents because they were actually in the height of the storm. And so you have to acknowledge for yourself, what storm are you facing? And that's why I said, listen, comment Let people know what storm you're facing. Let people know what storm you need some help with. Let me know. Inbox me. Send me an email. It's very easy to find me on Facebook. I think I'm the only Kareem Canston that is out there. It's easy to find me on Twitter. Easy to find my website, kanston.com. So you got to acknowledge your storm. So many people want help, but they don't want to acknowledge what help that they need. So you got to acknowledge where you are. So is your storm laziness? Is your storm that you're in a mountain of debt? Is your storm that you just face a crisis in your life? Is your storm that you don't even know what your storm is? So guess what? If you don't know what your storm is, you probably need to talk to me so I can help you out with that. All right. So we can go through a process of finding out what's holding you back to move towards your destiny. What's holding you back to move towards your goals? What's holding you back to make an impact in your life? Listen, as I said before, listen, in a storm, there's peace. In a storm, there is peace. And you're probably saying, what? How can I get peace when I'm facing a crisis in my life? There is peace, all right? There is shalom. And so you have to find a way to bring peace during the storm. I'm just saying, listen, I faced many tragedies, many crises, many things in my life. I posted about how I overcame debt, overcame growing up in an urban environment, overcame facing issues, growing up in a family with crises and issues. But that doesn't mean that a storm is brewing, that you don't stop moving towards your destiny. You don't stop moving towards your dreams. You don't stop moving towards your purpose. And so, listen, I am working with people in reference to actually putting some attainable goals down and actually with the process and actually reaching those goals. And so, listen, I have a 2-week goal challenge going on. And so you need to just sign up. I'm just saying, bit.ly/2-week goals. And we're walking people through a process of how to actually focus on some high priority goals. How do you work them in the process? But then also, how do you actually obtain those goals in 2 weeks? And listen, I'm going to post very soon a testimony about someone that I work with, and she has knocked out many goals in the 2-week period. And so sometimes people need to hear it from somebody else. Also, listen, I have a group called the Barnabas Group. And so if you want to be a part of that group, listen, just sign up for it. Go to my information on my social media. I'm going to post it right here in the comment section. Sign up for this group where we're going to encourage people, right? We're going to encourage people to reach their destiny. So point number 1, acknowledge your storm. You got to acknowledge your storm. I'm just saying. Point number 2 is that you have to acknowledge the storm's past. You have to acknowledge what happened in the storm. All right? What happened in this crisis? What happened in this failure? What happened because I couldn't move forward towards something? What did I do? What didn't I do? Sometimes just because you didn't do anything means that you've done something. All right? You're probably like, what? Because you didn't do anything means that you did something. You actually ignored the fact that you're in a storm. Listen, have you ever had people, you were at their house, right? And they got a knock at the door, or they got some letters, or they got a phone call, and a debt collector was calling, and they was like, man, I'm not going to answer that mail. I'm not going to call that person back. You know what? Their silence and their inaction signaled that they didn't care about something. And so just because you acknowledge something, right, you also have to acknowledge the past. What have you gone through? Are you, like when somebody posted, complacency, right? If you don't acknowledge the past or the things that you have been through, how can you move forward? All right. And so, yes, we don't want to look at the past. Yes, we're scared sometimes of our past. I'm not going to say you're going to forget your past, but you have to get over your past. All right. Your past is in the past, but your present is here and your future is upon you. So listen, what storms are you facing right now? Listen, just send that to me. Inbox me. Make a comment. What storms are you facing right now? Listen, let me tell you what storm I'm facing right now. I'm facing the storm of not having enough time. People are like, what? Listen, we all have 24 hours in the day. Every human being has been given the same amount of time, but it's what we do with our time. Now, I wish I had more than 24 hours in a day, but I don't. And so what do I have to do with the storm of the time that I'm facing is I have to be more productive in that 24 hours a day, knowing that I have to have at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. I know there's some people that sleep for probably like 15 hours. I don't know why, but you have to be productive in the time that you're awake. And also you have to actually get some rest for your mind. All right. Your mind is a muscle. And so how we've been encouraging people over the last couple of months is actually helping them to change their mindset. All right. So you have to acknowledge your past. You have to acknowledge the storm that you went through. Listen, the reason why we all need to go see a counselor, professional counselor, I'm just saying, is that we need to acknowledge our past. We as people, especially people of color, don't want to talk to a counselor, don't want to talk to a psychiatrist because they don't want to acknowledge their past. They're afraid to acknowledge that they've been through something. Listen, I don't know about you, but I've been through something. If you like that comment, give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts, give me some likes, share this video. Listen, you got to acknowledge the storm. You got to acknowledge that you've been through the storm. And then third, you have to acknowledge the storm's impact. You have to acknowledge the storm's impact. Listen, I'm going to do a whole series about being encouraged. The storm. This is part 1. You have to acknowledge the storm's impact. If you're bleeding from your arm, you're not going to say you're bleeding from your foot. But so many people, so many of us have faced something, but we don't want to acknowledge the storm that we've been through. We want to say, oh, you know what? I messed up. It was somebody else's fault. Right? I didn't save money because, I had many bills to pay. All right. I didn't start this business because, it wasn't the right time. I didn't start this dream of mine because, the stars were aligned. Shut up. Listen, you got to just dig in and say, we're going to make this happen. I don't care what excuse I put in my past, but I'm going to move forward. Giving excuses for why you haven't done something. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking about some excuses that I heard from some people recently, right? That I can't share. Listen, stop saying you can't and start saying I can't. Stop saying you can't and start saying you can. All right. Listen, I got this 2-week goal challenge going on. Listen, if you all want to sign up, go to bit.ly/2-week goals. Stop saying you can't and start saying you can. I'm just saying, listen, after a while, you got to say enough is enough. Enough is enough for me just allowing things to happen. Enough is enough to, I have things that I want to do in my life. And in order to do those things, you have to put action steps in place. Is it your dream of being debt free? You got to put action towards that. If you got debt right now, the debt's not going to go away by you just, sitting around doing nothing, looking at the bills. Listen, you're going to have to pay those things off. You're going to have to acknowledge those bills. You're going to have to pay on those bills. All right. They just don't automatically go away. Now, yes, there's miracles that have happened to people and people have gotten that debt erased. But listen, the majority of us are facing things that we are going to have to do ourselves. All right. Listen, snap, as they say in poetry, snap, snap, good Good commentary. Listen, share this information with somebody. Let people know that just because they've been through a storm doesn't mean that they can't have peace. Doesn't mean that they can't obtain goals. Doesn't mean that they can't move forward in their lives. Listen, I don't know what you're facing right now. I don't know what the storm that you're facing. I know it snowed a lot on the East Coast and the wind was blowing and knocked some stuff out. But what storm is happening in your life? What things are that you have to now work on because you're facing some issues, your family are facing some issues, your neighborhood, your state, this country, this world, but you can't turn away from. You are saying to yourself that I have to dig in and I have to take care of this challenge. And so you have to make movement. All right. You have to do things that you never done before. You have to make movement like you never done before. Listen, people are counting on you, right? Your family, your friends. Someone is looking at your life to see what you're going to do with it. Are you going to drop the ball or are you going to move forward? Listen, I call myself the encourager because I encourage people. Someone say, listen, Kareem, you're really a glorified coach. I'm like, I don't like to use that name, but I'm here to help you to reach your goals, to reach your vision, and to reach your destiny. Listen, as I said earlier, listen, the reason why I am doing this, because I have some experience. I've been through some life challenges, right? I wrote 2 books. I'm a war veteran. I'm also a person that has experience. I have helped businesses to grow their business. I have a business of myself. I teach business owners about growing their business. So listen, if you want to work with me on some real action steps, it's up to you, right? I've talked to many people. I've done many posts, and now I'm actually saying to people, what do you want to do? If you want to work with me, listen, let me know. Send me an email, inbox me, sign up for my 2-week goal challenge. I'm going to be posting more things about how to reach goals, about destiny. I'm going to be putting out some workshops. We're going to be putting some gatherings together. Also, sign up for my group called the Barnabas Group. It's a Facebook group. And so we're going to be helping each other out. We're going to encourage each other. And we're going to be telling people, listen, man, everything's going to be all right. You know, I'm tired of hearing people talk about doom and gloom. I'm tired of hearing people talking about people and saying, yup, you messed up. But how about giving them some action steps? Tell them, all right, you told them how they messed up, but give them some action steps. Tell them how can they get out of this jam. Give them some assistance. Give them some help, right? Just don't tell them how they messed up, but let them know that there is a way to move past this failure. There's a way to move past this challenge. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help folks to move past the failure, to move past the storm in your life, and put some actionable steps in place. So listen, once again, let me give you these points. Acknowledge the storm. Acknowledge the storm's past. Acknowledge the storm's history. Acknowledge the storm's impact. We got to acknowledge the impact of our storm. We got to know what this has done to us. We have to know what things have messed us up. But then we got to attack those things and say, I can get over this. In any storm, what I pray for is shalom, for peace. When a storm is going on, I pray for peace. I pray, even though the storm is brewing around me, even though the crisis is around me, I ask for peace, peace of my mind, peace of my body, peace of my soul, peace in my household, peace in my family. How many people just need peace right now? Peace from confusion, peace from messing up many times in your life, peace from craziness. How many people just need peace? Peace, Sometimes you just got to shut everything off and just be quiet, right? Let your mind just relax. Let your mind just think about the goodness of what's happened to you, the goodness of your life, the goodness of your family. It is so important that we get peace in our life. Listen, share this video, share these points, share this information, and don't forget to sign up for that 2-week goal challenge. bit.ly/2-week goals. Let us work with you. Let us assist you to do great things. Listen, this is Kareem Canston, the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to reach your destiny. And so it's up to us to do things that we never done before.